I will tell you, since I know you wanted me to make this a conversation, I will tell you my experience on both sides of the pond. Somehow in California in particular, in the US at large, but in California in particular, we celebrate failure. We accept failure. We tolerate it. We admire the fact that you tried. And if you tried and you skinned your knees and you get back up again and you try again, we applaud you. My memory of the UK was more like if you failed, less encouragement of like, keep trying again. And I think it's important to have a society in which trying hard and failing is accepted. And I've traveled and lived all over the world, and that's a story I tell everywhere I go.
Yeah, I would certainly agree with that. It's by no means a criticism of the UK, but certainly here, one of the big differences that all the British people that I speak to, they all say the same thing, which is in America, everyone wants to get behind you. Especially from a sort of a creation standpoint, business standpoint, everybody wants to back you, and that is an amazing thing. People want to support you to be successful, and that's not the case in all parts of the world, for sure.
I listened to your open remarks. I appreciated your open remarks. I appreciate the 40 years of public service that you've spent. If anyone in this room hasn't read Spare, I highly recommend it because
you're plugging my book right now.
But I'm gonna tell you why.
Shameful. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why is that, like, I lived in the UK and read the media about you and had perceptions about you shaped on the way the media told the narrative. And I read the book and honestly, I was inspired. I was inspired because I didn't understand truly how much your life was for public service. I didn't understand that you did 2 tours in Afghanistan, that you were an Apache pilot, that you had done all this stuff, and somehow it didn't get through my media filter. So anyway, thank you. But I wanna ask you about a life of public service. Where have you traveled? What have you seen? What does it mean to you?
Look, living here now for 5 years, it feels like home. Santa Barbara feels like home. Brought up both of our kids in Santa Barbara. I think left the UK when my son Archie was about 6 months old, and Lily, my daughter, was born here. What do I miss the most? Being British, maybe I'm not going to say the weather, but I don't know. I think, look, there's lots of little bits and pieces that I miss. I guess the countryside is a big piece to that, and one of the reasons why we live in Santa Barbara. I'm not really a city person. I like to be out in space with a big sky above me. But no, you know what? Life takes extraordinary turns, and we are, as a family, we're so happy here. The US provides so much opportunity, and also a safe space for us, which has been great.
I guess there's like this thing you guys call football that's there.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of soccer. Whoa, yeah. Football. Okay. But having lived here, I've definitely got into American football more than I probably should, especially Super Bowl. Who doesn't love a good Super Bowl?
What a great outcome, right?
You mean the last one?
Yeah.
Yes. No,
I'm a big Philadelphia.
No, of course. Like I would have probably put down a bet on the Eagles winning. So yes, quite an extraordinary.
Good man. Good man.
And change makers. How do we invest in our shared future to solve the challenges we face today as a divided society? Now, as a dad, this has me constantly looking for solutions. And as a man who was born into a life of service, I recognize that with power and a platform comes huge responsibility. And these days, I am determined to find and invest in solutions.